So on, y'all bear with me, amen. It has been an ordeal. It has been an ordeal, and I can't cheat God by trying to fast track how He has blessed me. So on November 11th, I went into the hospital with shortness of breath because, as everyone knows, I'm on dialysis. And normally when you have shortness of breath, it means that your fluid is overload, and then they dialyze you on one of the days that you don't normally get dialyzed. So I go into the hospital and I tell them that I have shortness of breath and I have chest pains. So they do a catheterization on me just to check. And when they, I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, listen, this routine, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna get my dialization. They're gonna say everything is fine, and they're gonna send me home. But they didn't. They came back from the catheterization and told me that 4 doctors came in and said that we're ready to do triple or bypass surgery on you. I'm like, bypass surgery? I said, listen, all I'm thinking is I got fluid overload. Now this is November. And I was like, no. I said, and I talked to my leader, Apostle Ely, and I was like, this is all too much, I know I got great insurance and they can get a lot of money by doing all this, but I need to get a second opinion. So I ended up leaving or checking myself out of the hospital to go get a second opinion. And so in December, I went, my primary care doctor recommended me to this new doctor in the area who was a cardiologist. And I was going to the cardiologist. I did their stress test, getting on that treadmill. I did all those things. And the outcome was that I had a very strong heart and that they would be able to fix the blockages with medication. I had 3 blockages. One was 95% and the other 2 were 70%. But what they were telling me at the time is that they weren't in an area that would cause, any like major deal. So it was something that I had in the back of my mind. So going along with this doctor, I decided that I wanted to do a stent. I said, well, let's just do the stent and let's schedule a surgery for the stent. So I scheduled surgery. Something came up at that time where I wasn't able to do the surgery for the stent. So come back to last Tuesday, I went to my dialysis appointment to get dialyzed. The machines weren't working. None of the machines in the place were working. Now I had fluid overload, so I was having shortness of breath, and I was contemplating. I sat in the parking lot and actually waited a couple of hours to see if the machines would start up so that I can just go in and get what I needed to get done and then go about my day. That didn't happen. So they said that they would call us and let us know what day that they can reschedule us to do dialysis. So possibly we needed to go to Miami on that day. So we decided, we got in the car and I said, well, let's just go, and they're not gonna be able to do anything next, so let's just go to Miami and then they'll reschedule me. And I'll just have to watch how much fluid I intake between that time and the time that I'm rescheduled. So on the way to Miami, we get in the Jupiter area, and I start to have my breathing starts to get a little tougher, And I was like, at that time, I said, no, I'm not gonna make it. Let's just pull over to Jupiter Hospital. Jupiter Medical Center happens to be the medical center that my cardiologist works at. So when I go in to, they tell me that, oh, you just need to be dialyzed. So they set up the dialysis procedure, but my doctor found out that I was there, and he said, well, since you're already here, let's just go ahead and do the catheterization, which we had previously scheduled, right? So I'm thinking I'm gonna go in and they're going to go through and put a stent in and then send me about my way. A catheterization is a very simple surgery that they do, go through either your arm or your groin to your heart, open up those clogged arteries, and then send you about your way. There's really no recovery time. Well, they go in, and I can tell you I'm going to tell you what I remember, and then I'm going to tell you what I was told. I remember that I'm laying on the table, and normally they give you just Benadryl, a local sedative, where you can still feel things, you can see, you can hear, and everything that's going on in the room. You can have your eyes open. Your body is really not in a place to move, but you know what's going on. Yeah. You're awake. Yeah. So I'm going through, and I can feel them go in, and some going on, and I think it wasn't even 5 minutes into the surgery, I hear, oh shoot, but it was something else. And then I can remember someone jumping on top of me, and then I blacked out. I could not remember anything from that. I wake up 4 days later, and I thought that I had just got out of the same surgery. I didn't know what had been going on. Everybody's coming by the room telling me, oh, how great I look, and you're doing such a great job. And I'm like, so I called Apostle. I was like, well, what happened? And he was like, do you really want to know what happened? I said, yeah, I want to know what happened. I done lost 3 days. I'm waking up thinking that I'm in the same day that I went in to the surgery. Well, I had the stent ruptured one of my arteries, and I had a heart attack and died on the table. And then my heart was not strong enough to be revived. So they had to put me on a heart pump monitor, all these machines to keep my body alive until, or if my heart would get strong enough to actually be able to take open heart surgery. So there was a full day that they couldn't do anything. So that means a full day that I was just gone. And then they called, because Apostle was my emergency contact. They called him and they told him, they said, his heart rate's at 40%, we can go in and we can do the surgery. So they immediately go in and do the bypass surgery. And I got 4 veins put in to redirect fluid through my heart. And I woke up not knowing any of that. And so throughout the time that I spent, because I spent a couple of days, they want me to get, they want me to get stronger, but I kept getting stronger every day and faster than they were expecting. And so I would ask the nurses, because everyone that came in that tended to me, that even walked by the room, were just like, we're so happy that you're alive. You're a miracle. You are a miracle. So one of the ladies, and I liked her. I really liked her. She has a very nasty attitude. Her name is Nurse Lena. Real nasty. Yeah, real nasty. But I liked her, and I told her, I said, listen, I like you. She said, oh, you must like tough love. I said, I must do. I said, but I like the way you care for me and the way you take care of me, because she took, even though she was very stern and strong, she took excellent care of me. And anytime I rang that bell, she came running, and she was in there. She told me that the room that I was in was a pretty big room, and that it was filled with machines that you couldn't even get people into the room. That I had tubes coming out of me everywhere, connected to all different types of machines, keeping me alive.
But God.
Yes. But look at me today.
Yes.
That happened on a Tuesday and Sunday I'm in church. I'm back in church, giving God praise, glorifying, magnifying Him. I thank God for everyone that prayed for me. Apostle Ely did, he was on his task. My godmother, both of my godfathers, the Apollo community, my church family, everyone was praying for me, and God really was the reason why I was able to come through that. The doctor said to me, doctor come in each day, the head doctor in my surgery, and he was giving me that, like every day he would come in, he just look at you. And I said, towards the end of they were like, well, you're doing so good, we can let you go home. Like normally that's a month stay in the hospital, with what I've gone through. And actually a nurse said, she said, I've been doing this for 30 years. And she said, and anybody that I have ever seen in your position, they died. They were dead, they were gone, and the doctors did what they could have done, but they never came back. But you came back. And you are a walking miracle, they said. And so even the lead doctor on my case said I was doing my thank yous to everybody that saved my life, and that I felt that saved my life. And the doctor was walking out and he was leaving. He said, this wasn't me. He said, I had nothing to do with this. He said, all I did was the surgery. This is nobody but God. And so I thank God, I truly thank God for this ministry, the faith to believe that God can do anything, that I believe in miracles, that I believe that God could bring me out of this. And I want to encourage you, be careful what you're praying for. One of the things that I did, but even from the point that I had learned back in November that I had a sick heart, that I was asking God to completely heal me. I would say completely heal me from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet, completely heal me. But I was not doing what I was supposed to do to get that healing. I was still going about my way. I was still going to work, working on a UPS job, coming to church, doing it, doing things, even missing doctor's appointments. But I'm still praying every single day to be healed completely. And so God had to make a way for me to get healed because I was being Mario and being stubborn and being hard-headed and not doing what I was supposed to do. So he had to shut me down to show me that when you're praying and you're asking him to do something, that he will come through for you. But there's a part that you have to do. And so in this, I've learned to be careful what I pray for, be careful what I ask for, but also my faith level has grown like crazy. I've always envied people who have dreams and who could see and have visions out of their third eye. Mine is wide open now. I can't even close my eyes. When I close my eyes, the sun comes up, and I can see and physically. It's like I'm physically there in the spirit world with whatever is going on. And in those 3 or 4 days that I had, whenever I closed my eyes, I had visions. I had very clear visions that I could remember and that I could tell from start to finish. That wasn't something that I was able to do prior to this. So I thank God for each and every one of you, because I know when you found out you were praying, I know that you were sending encouraging notes to me. Today I am a different person than I was on that day that they lost me on the table and he brought me back anew. Amen. Amen. There is a mission that I have and I will complete it. So thank God, amen, for this opportunity. My brother texted me this morning and told me to take it easy. He said, are you going to church? I said, yeah, I'm going to church. He said, no, you need to take it easy. I said, God didn't take it easy on me. If he would have taken it easy on me in that operating room, I may not have been here today. But he gave his all to me on that day. Amen. So I can, as long as I can stomp my feet, wave my hand, and sing with my voice, I'm going to give God some praise. Amen. That's my testimony.
Come on, give God a hand.